Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm Jim Dow. I'm with the AARP. I'm obviously here with Jeff Gordon, four-time NASCAR Cup Series champion and driver of the number 24 Drive Down Hunger Chevrolet. Everybody knows what it's like to sing for their supper. Today, we're asking you to listen for your lunch. There are nearly 9 million Americans over the age of 50 who struggle to put food on the table every day. When AARP and AARP Foundation worked with Jeff and Hendrick Motorsports to launch Drive Down Hunger 3 years ago, we knew that we wanted a multifaceted campaign that would not only help people in need today, but also reduce the risk of hunger for people in the future. So much of what we do starts with awareness about the issue and about some of the solutions. And speaking of awareness, I'm just going to throw some questions out to Jeff on some of this. About awareness, over the last 3 years since we launched this thing together, what have been some of the biggest lessons you've learned, some of the biggest takeaways about the issue of older adult hunger?
Yeah, I mean, these last 3 years working with Drive Down Hunger have been probably the most rewarding years that I've ever had off the track. Getting to go around the country and meet folks that are dealing with hunger issues in this country. Of course, that number, I think, was the first thing when we announced this relationship that blew all of us away, that there are that many Americans dealing with this hunger issue. But once you get a chance to meet some of these people face to face, you realize that many times these people did everything right in life. But yet for certain reasons, maybe a serious illness, a family issue, or economic setback, they're still struggling to put food on the table. Many times also, there's help for them and they don't know it, or maybe they they prefer to put others first, family members, loved ones, or they just prefer to stay in the shadows and they don't want people, they have too much pride on the line. They don't want to let people know what they're going through. So that has been an eye-opening experience for me, is getting a chance to interact with these people, as well as to see how many compassionate people there are in this country that want to help, that want to give back, that want to volunteer, that want to make a difference. And it makes me really proud to represent Drive Down Hunger and to have gotten this opportunity to learn more about this, and as well as help spread the word.
You mentioned making a difference. That's obviously why we're here today. You'll notice around the Media Center today, and certainly in this room, some posters highlighting the work of 3 AARP Foundation grantees here in New England. These 3 groups are among the approximately 100 organizations across the country that have received assistance from AARP Foundation for their anti-hunger work. These 3 are recipients of the Foundation's Hunger Innovation Awards for their work on building long-term solutions in their own communities that we think can be replicated in communities and brought to scale across the country. So obviously not just helping people now, but helping people in the future. I want to mention a couple of them specifically. First over here, Action for Boston Community Development. They work with individuals in some of Boston's poorest neighborhoods to help them realize how to maximize their dollar for affordable, healthy, accessible food and lower their expenses overall. The Western Mountains Alliance in Lewiston, Maine uses online marketplace tools to increase access to local community food systems. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. And then finally, Boston Medical Center has the Healthy Eating for At-Risk Older Adults, which actually provides individualized nutritional assistance education programs, as well as they deliver meals to isolated, needy seniors. Now, Jeff, you had an experience recently where you got to work with one of AARP Foundation's grantees to help prepare meals and deliver meals. Tell us about that, and specifically, tell us about the people that you were working with, and more importantly, the impact on the people who were receiving those. Yeah,
I got to see the full experience all in one day. Recently, I was at the University of Georgia, and there are these programs, universities as well as some high schools around the country called Campus Kitchen, where the students are very active and involved in their community of not only providing safe and healthy meals, but they're growing vegetables. This program blew me away. These kids are taking time away from their studies, taking time away from parties, and many times on the weekends they are getting a team of other students together, as well as some other organizations in their community, and I cut and slice vegetables and fruits and different types of, like I said, very healthy items that went into a package. We did all that in a kitchen, their own kitchen, really well done, quality location with great students. They're just very passionate about what they do, and I realized shortly after that why they were so passionate about it, because then we loaded that food into coolers, we put it in a van, and we drove into the community and delivered these meals to families. In this particular case, it was actually grandparents who are now the parents of their grandchildren. And so, this is just one of many experiences that I've had over these last 3 years, but this one in particular, because we were actually packaging it and delivering it and interacting with those folks and seeing the smiles on their faces when you walk in the door. They didn't care that Jeff Gordon was coming. They cared that they knew where their next meal was coming from, and that was incredible for me to be a part of it, and as well as, to me, the message that young adults are sending to others out there in their community and around the world of, we have to work together, and we have to start early in life of giving back and doing things for those that are in need, especially the older adults out there that are struggling.
Jeff, you've also traveled with the AARP Foundation to food kitchens around the country. What have those experiences been like?
Yeah, and matter of fact, here in New Hampshire, I think it was last year, I had a chance to visit, and the work that they do is unbelievable. It takes so much. You think about a food drive where you donate canned goods or different types of foods that you have in your pantry. It's so much more than that. That's step one of 100. Once all this gets to a food bank, it takes numerous hours of volunteering and people that are sorting through all these different items. And I've some of the most fun that I've had over the last couple of years is being in boxes that are taller than me and being at the bottom and just digging through all these things and trying to sort through cans and different types of food. I've learned there's a lot of different types of canned products I did not know existed, and that people keep them on their shelves way too long. So give sooner, give more often, but the volunteers and interacting with them, and it really is this assembly line type of event where everybody is in this. There's go, it's fast, and it's fun, it's very rewarding, and it's instrumental in the volunteering and what the food banks do for this program. If these food banks don't figure out ways how to store this food properly, how to get it to them, as well as figure out how to turn around and get these meals out there to those that are in need, none of this work that we do is going to be possible. So they're crucial. The food banks are very crucial to what goes on.
Well, we've got one of those everyday heroes here with us today. I'd like to introduce a colleague of mine and friend, Kelly Clark, who is the state director from AARP New Hampshire, and we also have Mel Goslin, who is the executive director from New Hampshire Food Bank. Jeff, if you would mind
yes,
joining
absolutely.
me over here. So we're giving a $20,000 donation on behalf of AARP Foundation to the New Hampshire Food Bank in recognition and support of all the work that they do to help feed the hungry here in New Hampshire, and especially to support their production garden, which is not only used as a job training resource, but it also provides healthy, locally grown produce for folks in the Granite State that need it. Thank you very much for everything that you've done.
Great to see you again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I do real quickly. You see a lot of orange and orange ribbons. It is Hunger Action Month as well, so this is a very special time for everyone who's in this fight together to take action. Go to drivedownhunger.org to learn more about how you can do that. But please support your local food banks. They are instrumental to us all fighting this much bigger than life problem than any of us had ever realized with senior hunger.
So Jeff has his normal NASCAR media availability starting in a few minutes, but if there are any questions before then, please feel free. Louis?
Louis Francois back here, Jeff.
Yeah, hey, Louis.
As a parent of 2 young children, when's an appropriate age, to tell children that there are people that are not eating well?
Yeah, you know what? To me, some of the greatest lessons that I've been able to teach my kids already is going and volunteering and seeing what's happening in the world. Not every day is going to school and playing on the playground and toys at your house. And to me, we've had a very fortunate and blessed life. But the only way that I think you really can be in this world and do all that you can to be a well-rounded, well-balanced citizen is to start very young, understanding what life lessons are out there. And trips to Rwanda. I've already taken Ella there once, and when Leo's old enough, I certainly plan to go there. But this country is facing things that I had no idea that we were facing until this program came along. And so I definitely try to interact. With the food banks again, and my Ella's been to a food bank with me. I mean, it's a great way to introduce, to understand what is going on, and to me, to understand what volunteering is all about, because it's a very rewarding experience and it's a very important thing to do. And so, certainly there are still steps that you have to take as how you introduce them, what you introduce them to, but I don't think you can introduce them to volunteering too early.
All right, one over here, please.
Hey, Jeff, Mike Baker, Boston Globe. Just wanted to ask you, with your personal involvement in this cause, has it made you more acutely aware of the shelf life of the items in your own pantry when you go in there and you say to yourself, hey, we got to get these out because let's donate these and not let them go to waste?
It has, and it's also made me realize if you look at the meals, like we did that million meal package packing event last year in Charlotte, $1 can do so much to actually put a meal together that is a well-balanced meal and a healthy meal that can actually go much further for those folks that are in need than just a canned good. Canned goods are important, and we in so many other items that are donated, like food after the race. Those things are all very important and much needed, but there are also a lot of challenges that come along with sorting through all that and getting it prepared and getting it out there. And so what I've realized is that, donate, if you have 10 cents or $1 or whatever it may be, that's the way you're going to get the most impact, and allow the food banks and these other great organizations take that and make the most, stretch it out the furthest.
All right, I think I have time for one more. Okay, thank you again very much. We appreciate you coming. We appreciate you listening, and we very much appreciate you helping spread the word about what is it we're trying to do. And one last note, because you do have food set up over there. We've been talking a lot today about healthy, locally grown food, as well as learning a bit more about the things that we put into our bodies. Today, AARP Foundation is sponsoring the lunch to let you experience what we're talking about. The food for today's lunch is produced largely with foods that were grown here locally. Locally grown food, number one, is going to be more delicious and it's going to be more nutritious because it doesn't have to travel thousands of miles. It can get picked at the height of ripeness. So we hope that you appreciate the lunch. I hope that you understand the role of actual good food in the fight against hunger. And we love you to spread the word. Thanks again.
Thank you.